Hello. What's going on, guys? How are you? Sliding into your feeds for an impromptu live. We're going to focus this live on the Gemini retrograde. I think the new moon's in Gemini. I know the sun goes into Gemini. It's Gemini season. The downloads that I've been getting surrounding this retrograde, Venus retrograde in Gemini. Now, my Venus is in Gemini. So I've been downloading, hey guys, I've been downloading stuff about this retrograde for a little while now. I'll be honest, I've been downloading about this retrograde since the Libra full moon. Hey guys, how are you? What's going on? What's going on? Where's the puppy? She's sunbathing in the backyard because the weather is beautiful. Summer finally decided to make its appearance. So she's sunbathing, but she's good, enjoying her new timeline. Hi, sound and color. Hello, Ashley, Talia. What's going on, guys? So yeah, I've been tapping into this retrograde, Venus retrograde energy since the full moon in Gemini in like April or some shit. And I'll tell you why. Because I personally believe what is going to be reaching the surface, I guess you could say, or resurfacing, or what clarity I believe is going to be coming through in this retrograde season is surrounding everything that everybody got rocked with in the Libra full moon, right? Because that Libra full moon rocked people and brought them to their knees regarding the reality of the situation, which was, i.e., their life and where they aligned themselves, and whether they liked it or not, there was no one to blame but themselves and their alignment or misalignment. Either way, we had to take full accountability for where we were at. And Saturn, I believe, really rocked us for good and for bad in that Libra full moon, right? Boom. Now we moved to the Scorpio full moon last month. That got everyone, I mean, and then the total eclipse of the heart, that Scorpio full moon got everyone to have to settle into come to terms. I'm getting come to terms. So it's essentially settle with how they feel about the reality, because a lot of people's feelings were just a reflection of the illusions, right? So I personally believe that this retrograde is now, after everybody's been rocked with the reality of situations and had to settle and come to terms with them, i.e. how they feel about the reality. Now everybody is going to come up and now want to communicate that to the people in their life, to the people in their past. So if you're getting people coming back from the past, it's most likely because you're going to see a different side of them, or you're going to see them for who they really are. And you're going to realize what you were unable to see. Like, I honestly feel like this next 6 weeks is going to be like a lot of, since when, what? Like, I'm also getting that other people are going to feel this way about you. Some of you guys, because this retrograde in Venus is in Gemini, it's the twins, right? I believe that we are going to be seeing different sides to people, right? A lot of you guys take a passive approach with regards to your life directions, your goals, and things like that. So you are willing to give people leadership approaches in your life, right? Meanwhile, back at the ranch, i.e. your soul, you have a polaring to that passiveness, which I believe the divine is going to, or already had, triggered you into stepping into. So some of you guys are going to be putting boundaries, stepping into Emperor energy, and people are going to go, what? Like, when were you this dominant? When were you this sure? When were you this confident? And I'm just seeing getting a different side to people, right? And if they are coming from the past, you're going to see a different side to them, for good or for bad. Some people are going to return back to you guys because they were rocked with the reality of how something occurred in the past, okay? And then how they feel about it. People are going to come to you from the past talking about things and how they feel, and you're going to be shocked because maybe what was projected or what you assumed was completely different. Or some of you are going to find it very hard to see the other side that somebody is presenting to you because you might have seen their other face. and you are finding it hard to understand the duality of some of the people in your life. Some of the people in your life are struggling to understand that you are a dual being. So you can be passive, you can be in more Empress nurturing energy, or even go to the masculine and be more like, some people are not getting it. But in all fairness, some of you people were not exuding that. You guys were living your lives in this imbalance, got rocked with the reality of what that imbalance causes. Thank you, Nick and Chuggets. Chicken nuggets. I'm dyslexic, so at first glance, I read that as chicken nuggets. Thank you for the donation. But now I got distracted. Anyways, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I have the attention span of like a 3-year-old. Anyway, so yeah, those are the energies I'm going to be pulling on. What's going on, guys? I'll say hi. Could that be an allusion to a test of past cycles that we moved from? Of course. Of course, you know how the divine is testing you, okay? I'm giving as many examples as I can give, but you guys are aware of how the divine could be testing you with regards to your old karmic cycle, because for some of you, you're gonna have friends and people return from the past, but I think what it's gonna do is show you a version of yourself from the past. So you're going to see your other side, because a lot of you guys have been ascending, growing, developing. You guys cut off karmic ties from people a long time ago, right? But you haven't been revisited. So it's almost like some of you guys are, because some of you guys, I think, were not being able to identify the reflection of you in the people around you. So now you're going to manifest, there's going to be people who return from the past, and you're looking at them, and part of you is going to want to judge them, and the divine ain't going to let you, because the divine's going to tell you that was you. That maybe still is you in certain ways. So I just think that, you know, if you guys are going around, I don't know, I don't want to speak because the Venus retrograde, like I said, my Venus is in Gemini. So I am speaking to you just as how I'm tapped into the energies, right? But anyways, I've been giving messages from spirit that give me today for the woman open legs is wasted eggs. They went in deep. Urdro, may God have mercy on your soul, okay? Be really careful leaving your home with that dirty ass energy, because we're in a time, all right, where karma might hit you real quick, okay? So you might want to come off the internet, especially if it's not a good day, okay? Hello, I'm glad you're in live. Yes, hello. My Venus is in Gemini too. How are you feeling about that? My mom just told me and her and my grandma are moving up next month. I have been here. You're still in the same ways. Hold on. Okay, sorry guys, I had to check Thora. 1111, William Lynn, thank you very much for the donation. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Eero, then, if I got at you and it was a good thing. Good morning, good day. Top of the morning. What's going on? All right, let's get into prayer and get into the spread, guys, okay? All right. My mom is doing really good. My mom's gonna come on the internet, eh? She has all these things now. Like now she's like, you guys are gonna see her, don't worry. You guys are connected. She hears you. You guys call her Mama Cup. You guys are so funny. All right. 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords. This is what I'm talking about. All right. I personally believe that a lot of you guys are moving away from these. You guys already moved away from soulmates, these toxic karmic soulmates. I just think some of you guys are going to be triggered because some of you guys have been in separation from people that you either still kind of fantasize about only for them to return, and you realize that they are a reflection of your old wants, desires, and attractions. There's a lot, but let's get into prayer, okay? Laura distracted me. It's like Nat Geo Wild in my backyard. I have the dopest backyard. I don't have it set up yet, but when I do, I'll be doing readings out there. Stevens, I tell you, what am I doing hiding things? So see, Janelle, if you know your dude's hiding things, it's going to be you that shows him another side when you don't pretend that he's hiding things and you address him. Okay. And now all of a sudden he's used to maybe that passive side of you. And you might in the next 6 weeks rock him with that intuitive dominant side that doesn't ask him, I know you're lying. It's telling him, I know you're lying. And you're either going to come with the truth or I'm going to start moving with you funny. Like people are going to be showing you different sides to them, man. I'm telling you, man, you're going to see different sides to people and they're going to see different sides to you. 6 of Wands. Okay, no, we have to pray. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective, the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding the material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Some of you guys are going to get rocked with the fact that you're still in karmic energy, that a lot of the readings that you have been watching was actually talking about you. That's for a very specific group here that can't identify to themselves as karmic energy. So these are the people that watch readings and dog out the karmic, but can't identify themselves as the karmic. If you can't, that is a surefire way that you're a karmic. Because you can't identify how you've ascended into a divine being. You just haven't, you don't know the difference between yourself, right? So there's that. A lot of you guys though, in that Libra full moon were rocked with that. Maybe realizing you were somebody's karmic when you thought somebody else was with their karmic. Meanwhile, your karmic energy that is living out this seeking love outside of yourself. You know, some of you guys are living out your pathology. Like your mom did what you're doing in love and relationships. And it's kind of tricky energy, to be honest. So because supposedly there's all these retrogrades that are happening. Like I said to you guys, I'm not an astrologer. And I'm finding it like not hard to communicate, but almost like the downloads are faster than I can communicate them. I'm going to try. Yeah, the downloads are coming in like the chariot, really intense and fast. And I'm finding it hard to communicate it because of that. So if I'm not clear, that's why. Yo, cuz, what's going on? I hope Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter kills the Matrix. Guys, we don't want the Matrix to die. No. You guys don't get it. The Matrix isn't dying. What's happening with the Matrix is instead of it being on top of us and we support the Matrix is being put underneath us and is going to support us. Okay, it's not going away. Okay, it's going to be used for what it was always meant to be used for, to support us, to support freedom, to help evolutionize us. When really what the Matrix then did was just revolutionize and further instill slavery. Look around you, right? I can find the slave in anybody. I really can. And the people I can't find the slave in, they're not around. They're living free somewhere, okay? It's supposed to work for us, not for it. Absolutely, the sun. That's absolutely correct. And when it is like that, it's going to bring a lot of fulfillment. You're going to enjoy, like I was telling somebody, like, for example, when internet and the computer like came into existence and was invented, working from home culture should have already started. Like we should have had more work from home culture to allow people to not just work, be productive, but also have time to be able to spend more time with their families in their actual homes. It would also cut a lot of overhead costs. But the Matrix was like, no, we'll pay to keep the infrastructure of slavery going. Where the Matrix was forced by the divine to go into the way it was supposed to. It was rocked with the reality too, right? So now a lot of people are working from home and a lot of people are not going to be told to go back. A lot of you guys are going to be told to go back only to be sent back to work from a home function because it's the way we were always supposed to be revolutionized. Technology wasn't supposed to track us in the office, like, micromanage us and do all of that bullshit. Right? Because our employers don't trust us to be productive and work from home, right? Because, of course, massa doesn't trust the slave because there's no bond. Right? Yeah, I will do that video. You guys keep telling me to do that video. I will. 8 of Cups, and all of them are upright. All these cards are upright, but the 8 of Cups in reverse. So this speaks of being stuck and not being able to move forward to further wish fulfillment, most likely because you don't envision it and think that the best that you've experienced is either in the past or where you're at, no matter how uncontent or unhappy you are. Or the 8 of Cups in reverse can speak of the return, going back to the 7 of Cups, which were the options that might have been overlooked, might have been passed up on, because the 7 of Cups to me is, whether it was misinterpreted or true, none of the options in the 7 of Cups is good, or else why would there be the 8 of Cups that you walk away from them all to go to the 9? Somebody is either revisiting options that are not viable, and that's because they lack forward-facing vision, okay? Or they're returning back to options because they didn't properly vet them or qualify them, okay? So then it really wouldn't be the 7. It would be walking back to the 9 or the 10 of Cups. Throw her down. She's too rough, right? People want to play with her and stuff like that, and then they're on the floor, and it's like, anyway. So yeah, there's that. When it comes to children, we are in the era of the orphan, and the orphan is just so within, so without, a reflection. I'm reading Lizzie's comment. The reflection is of all these abandoned kids is just a reflection of the abandoned inner child that walks around in 80% of the adults, right? So if you really think about that psychology, it's very hard for people to show up. Mind you, a lot of people do. A lot of people will be the greatest parents to their children and have this abandoned child in them that never got that, essentially becoming what it was that you always wanted. The parent you always needed, the lover you always hoped for, whatever the case is, right? But with regards to these children here, the more we heal internally our inner child, the more that you'll see things like in vitro fertilization going down and adoption rates going up, right? People just taking that approach, a lot more foundations, people taking a moral responsibility to the collective child within and without. So that is a revolutionary process, but it's just a reflection of the inner child healing that the collective has done for God knows how long, right? Right. The sun, again, I really believe this is about the clarity, because some of you guys thought you knew people. You thought you knew how they felt. You thought you knew what they thought about you. You thought you knew something. And now in this retrograde, I believe you guys are going to get the other side of the story, the other side of somebody's personality, the other side of how somebody feels, the other side of what occurred, because somebody might have presented you one side and not, like, this is about clarity. Whether it brings you happiness or not, it's about clarity. You guys know I'm not really hung up on happiness. I believe whatever happiness that we need to have, we'll gain from being free, because people really chase happiness at the expense of our other brothers and sisters who have the opposite, because we know it's all about balance, right? So I don't believe we should be ignorantly happy walking around the place like fools when we have brothers and sisters in Africa and Syria dying of genocide. It makes no sense. How happy do you people think you're supposed to be? Sorry, but seriously. So are they telling the truth now? Guys, like, I wasn't going to come on live. The lives are hard. They're hard. It's a lot of energy. There's a lot of people. Okay. This is with YouTube and disruptions writing this video. Temperance and the sun. Now, with this energy here, some of you guys have been being tempered with regards to a certain connection or regards to a certain direction that you need to take, or how you feel about a certain opportunity. So temperance is essentially tempering out, whether it is your optimism, pessimism, whether it's, for some of you, it is, I don't want this, but I do. And the divine had to temper that out so you could come to that medium, not being hot, not being super cold, coming to like a lukewarm temperance. Think temperature. Think of that, trying to get the right temperature And I see the sun as the divine tempered something out. So that's the only reason why I believe this is reflective of patience, is because we need to be patient to understand what the divine's trying to do. And it's temper something, get the right temperature going. Because something is either too hot or too cold, these extremes. And I believe this Venus retrograde in the twins, right? Like the scales, the twins, the temperance, it speaks of this balancing, right? So yeah, I think you guys are going to see the different side to people. I believe you guys are going to realize why something wasn't coming in, why something wasn't happening. It wasn't a blockage. It was the divine saying you're either too cold or you're too hot. So just wait. And what you were waiting for was for you to temper and get to the right temperature. I'm getting a cup. So it very well could be regarding a relationship, how you feel surrounding somebody. And 1 minute you're feeling this way and the other minute you're feeling that way. And it feels real at every side. That's what this tempering is. The divine knows you feel like that, but wants you to come to this middle ground, which is the reality of how you truly feel about a relationship, i.e. the clarity that's brought in by the sun once you are tempered out, right? So just keep that in mind. Some of you are in your head thinking you're crazy because you're going from one extreme to another. You're being tempered. Eventually, you should be already be able to identify the fact that it's not going so far, because you're not as hot as you were before when you were tempered with the cool. Every time you go back, you level out. You get less cold, you get less hot, and you come to this really nice balance. And I think that is where the divine needed you to be, in order for you to be clear enough to communicate yourself, to take certain actions, to realign yourself, even if you weren't in alignment and you got rocked with the reality of that. This tempering is going to get you to a point where you feel confident and clear enough to realign yourself. I always get that like a nose. It's like it's like your nose has to be rebroken if it's been broken out of its place. And think of that as just not being aligned. Some of you got the realization that the Libra full moon showed you that your nose doesn't matter if you breathe right, your nose is pointing like southeast. You got hit, right? And the divine's hitting that back, cracking that back so that there can be a proper channel. It's coming in as a nose, but it's just speaking of alignment. Anyway, carrying on with that. So dehydrated, one, because I'm channeling. So when I channel, I be sweating, super parched, and then I sweat. I don't get what that's about. But I'm also dehydrated because I'd be out in the sun. Me and Thor be out in the sun, man. It just started getting nice. This is the divine trying to temper me from going out in the sun. Anyway, 4 of Wands, and this flew out in reverse, 5 of Swords. Yeah. I think you guys were reflecting on relationships that hurt you, that damaged your way of creating relationships, friendships. You guys just became aware of this 5 of Swords dynamic between you and people, maybe from the past, but I think if you were reflecting on it because you realized there were still certain patterns that were occurring, maybe with current partners, new friends, whatever the case is, however you got aware of it, however the divine triggered you to go back and reflect on some shit from the past, even if it didn't still hurt you. Right? Because prior to the 4 of Swords is the 3 of Swords, but it's in reverse. So I think you came out of healing with a better understanding, right? Because I think that some of you might have been demonizing somebody, victimizing yourself, and demonizing somebody else. And the temperance energy wanted you to balance out that reality where you're not the victim, okay, and they're not the demon. You are realizing how you both contributed to the demise, to this low vibrational dynamic relationship, whatever the case is. But the people who don't see their karmic energy, they're not going to do that. I'm just telling you right now, they're not. They're going to continue to play the victim. They're going to continue to only be able to observe their low vibrational behavior in other people and never themselves, and always blame people for their circumstances, right? Which is really just them needing to see that that behavior lies in you. So the same blame you're putting on other people is essentially what you need to absorb in oneself. These are full-grown adults. That's why I'm irritated, because that's the behavior you learn in your younger years, right? Anyway, sorry. When people come around, I just need to make sure I watch my dog, because She's real sweet and everything, but she's a 120-pound dog. So everybody want to be cool with her until they knock them down or something like that, right? Anyway. Yeah. I'm getting massive downs because Mercury is in Gemini. And it is cusping, about to enter your sign of Cancer on the 28th. Set aside some 20 time. The 28th and 29th are probably like the hardest days of the year for me, just over some like pathology shit. But you guys know me, I'm whatever sign we're in. So I'm in Gemini, even though my Venus is in Gemini. My sun is in Gemini today. Like, and then I'll go in Cancer season. Then I'll be a Leo in August. Oh yeah, you would know the difference. You would know the difference. Do I want that? That's a lot of cards. The Wheel of Fortune. Getting the other side. Some of you guys are ending this karmic cycle with the realization of yourself as a karmic. And you are then able to completely change your behavioral pathology, your patterning. You truly, for some of you, you guys truly wrap up your karmic cycle. You are not the same as who you were. You do not move, respond, engage in love, friendship, career opportunities, your decision-making skills, your balance between how you nurture and protect yourself within and around relations, like everything is changed. And it's not a reflection of pathology, meaning these are the issues and the problems within my bloodline that I keep trying to fix or living out over and over to bring me to relationships that aren't a reflection of what I want, but a reflection of what I've seen coming up over. Because a lot of you, if you're done this karmic cycle, the relationships were maddening. It was almost like you couldn't turn anywhere. It came to the same result. Even with regards to career, it didn't matter how much you moved around. You couldn't crack a salary cap. You couldn't crack a money cap, or you couldn't seem to settle. Like, it just karmic cycles where by the end, it's like a reoccurring nightmare and you feel sick, or like that the merry-go-round where eventually you're puking all over the side. It's that. But with it comes a clarity. Anyways, a lot going on in the collective, man, because it's hard, because some of these people, I'm getting almost like the Temperance, the lower vibration and the higher vibration. And it's not just because some of you are going to respond and be like, yeah, I'm the higher vibration, and then all the lower vibrational people I have around me. Well, if you still have them around you, you are not here, and you are actually vibrating and matching them more than you think. So it's quite narcissistic for you to be up on the internet talking about your low vibrational friends when they're still your friends and you're just like them, right? So this is the rock. People were rocked with these realities, right? However they were. And now people are going to be returning back with these clear understandings of themselves, which also reveals a different side to people, for good or for bad. I keep getting this different side to people, and people getting really rocked by that. I don't know why that feels almost urgent, because I just feel like the twin energy. But imagine the twins are in you, and you have your polarings, right? You have your ways, the extremes in you, the differences in you, the duality in you, your personality. And I see that being revealed. And that's just going to cause more tower moments that are going to bring us into Leo season and Virgo season, more authentic, truly working on the new timelines. Because I'll be honest, these readings are going to start changing, because we're going to be on the new timeline. We're not going to be talking about the shit we talked about for 2 years ago. Not on this platform, we're not. And if we do, it's going to have a tone, like an irritated tone, right? Because the new timeline is fucking lit. Mind you, it's another karmic cycle. The new timeline is just another karmic cycle. The only difference is it's brand new, meaning nobody has lived it out before. The karmic cycle we just came off of has been lived out for like 10,000 plus years. That's why it was so painful. That's why it looked the way it did at this point. Like, it was, God had to intervene and shut the whole shit down, right? Because it had just been so long. So we got a lot of support from the divine in wrapping up this karmic cycle globally, collectively. Anyways, I'm getting a lot of Sagittarius energy, fire energy here. We got the Queen of Wands, the Temperance. Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune are both Sagittarius energy. The Sagittarius far as I know a lot of Sagittarius, my mom is, that's the healer of the zodiac. Some of you guys are, this retrograde that's occurring is getting you to awaken the healer in you and the high priest and the high priest in you, because it's getting you to reveal, it's getting you to reflect on everything you healed within self that is putting you in a position to go into mission. Some of you guys want to create more impact using your abilities, right? And it's just needing to reflect, because I don't believe God expects you to go out in the world and do anything that hasn't been done for you by the divine, like that in ways that you haven't learned to teach yourself. Like, it's like, as you learn, grow, and ascend, you then use those skills that you learned on self, understanding how you're able to ascend and heal yourself, and then can go externally to you and offer that to support to others. I just see some of you guys triggered with this wanting to step into mission. And I think karmically you went through a lot with regards to career that stopped you from unlocking this abundance, unlocking these skills, these abilities that would get you to be of massive service. Guys, there is, I told you guys in the monthlies, okay, because there's a lot of you. There's 1,000 to 2,000 of you readers on here that have been in the tarot community for a long time. That devil energy is specifically telling you not to step in mission and do what I and the rest of us hoes are on here doing. Meanwhile, there's a mass awakening occurring. People are killing themselves because they're being rocked too quickly. Too quickly. They don't want the new timeline. Okay, people need support. It's a mass awakening. So that's why I feel devil energy is really attacking high priest and high priestess. You guys are already high priest and high priestesses. You just haven't stepped into mission, i.e. you're not accessible to us yet, whether via YouTube, whether via, I don't care, however you make yourself available, you're not, because devil energy is telling you that you're not ready. Rocking you with all of this low vibrational energy, making you think you're not healed enough. Okay, because some of you, the energy you're getting isn't your shadow. It's a demon, like an external entity. It's not your shadow telling you that shit. And your shadow is probably telling you that. That ain't me. Because if you've awakened to your shadow and you're ascending it, it will tell you shit like that. That's another demon. That ain't me. I don't feel that way about myself no more. Your own inner shadow should tell you that. I don't hate myself no more. Okay, that's what your shadow is. It's still an asshole, but you get me. It should ascend. I mean, if you've been doing the shadow work. There we have the Emperor under the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I was really getting that energy. Some of you guys take a really passive approach and have let people take leadership roles within your life only to complain and not be happy about where they led your life. So I think you had to temper whatever feelings that made you think you can and you can't, in order for you to take the reins in your life and start leading some shit. Because I feel like for some of you, your partner, a friend, a business partner was leading you or your business down, or a relationship down a road that you didn't want to go. And I think it was the karmic cycle. I think you were like, I've seen this path. I know this left turn. And I think some of you are having to step in your power in order to create boundaries. Because I think for some of you, your partner, whether business, professional, or even friend, is used to taking this leadership approach, right? And I think their ego is stopping them from seeing whatever potential dangers or whatever harsh lessons are there that you can see. So you can see the issues ahead that this person who's leading can't, but you're not leading. You're letting them see. This is the passive shit cycle, karmic cycle that I'm tapping into some of you going through. And then you'll blame people. Right? Because then that's when your Emperor energy comes out, when you're blaming people for why you ended up here, but you didn't say anything. You didn't object. Now I see some of you guys objecting. You're like, no. You see the hand here? Stop. No. I'm seeing some of you guys say you can go, but I'm not. And you're now going to realize that the person that you were letting lead was never a leader to begin with, because if they were, they wouldn't come follow you after you said that. They'd be like, all right, I'm going my way and you go your way. And we'll see if we buck up on the other side. The person you were letting lead was never a leader to begin with. That could have been the harsh reality that you guys got rocked with in the Libra full moon. Erica, thank you for the donation. God bless Angel Gang Gang. Happy new moon. Yes. Hi, Miss Destiny. Hello, Flor Martinez. How are you, darling? Happy Friday. Talk my shit. You guys kill me. How are you, Kimmy? Kimmy Lawrence? Shit. 2 on point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, quite frankly, I didn't know how many of you guys would even resonate to this, because the fact of the matter is this is going to occur. Like, I feel like this is near future energy, specifically about this retrograde, right? And honestly, you would have been getting these downloads for a while now, because I believe it's a process. I believe that the divine has been preparing us for what is coming to light. Because a lot of us, we're just hoping this was done. It needs to clearly be done. Whether it's clearly seeing yourself as a karmic energy, clearly seeing somebody that you are trying to build your new infrastructure of sex life and relationship with is a karmic, that you've been watching these videos calling divine masculine this whole time. Meanwhile, it's a disgrace, right? So it's like really, because then the Scorpio full moon had to rock us with how we felt about that. Yourself as the karmic, them as the karmic, all of these things. I also feel that certain reality got people to understand karma in the sense of how some people got rocked with shit and remembered you. Yeah, some people got rocked with shit. They got dealt with like the way they dealt with you. So they feel differently about you now that they understand how they made you feel. Some of those people can be returning back into your life, talking to you like this, that, right? Yeah. Some of you are seeing a different side. I knew I had to see a different side to myself when I was walking around feeling victimized, okay, by the way I was dealt with in certain relationships, only for the divine to bring me back 20 years later and show me what I had done. It was a very, very hard reality, okay? But that reality allowed me to truly understand my journey of divinity, my true authentic self. So don't be afraid of your karmic energy. Get it done. Just get it done. Look at it, see it, more like just the egos, man, the egos. Because I'm telling you right now, we're moving into a time of awakening. If you aren't able to identify your karmic energy, people are going to start identifying it in you because they know what it is now. You don't want to be the last. You don't want to be the one, like the coffee lady's calling you a karmic. Like, the place where you go to the gym, like, I'm just saying, man, it's going to be, I'm telling you, we're going into a new time. The personality type or the lack thereof that was trending and acceptable is now subpar, unacceptable, and isn't going to work in the new timeline. And when I say it's not going to work, you can't manifest. You can't manifest on the new timeline. It not gonna work. There are a lot of people too. Okay, I'm not even going to go there because it's just, there's so much. I haven't been live with you guys in a while. I think that's why I feel like we're catching up on tea. You know what I mean? Louder for the people in the back. I'm in the back with you guys, so I don't know what you're talking about. All I have been doing since last summer is manifesting. Good job. LOL, the coffee lady. Like, really? Oh, the corporate culture is really going to change a lot, right? Can you teach me tarot on Patreon? I always ask. Yeah. For those that have emailed me for personal readings, I apologize if I haven't responded to you because I took that little break. I was very, very, very booked. So just be patient with me. If I don't respond to you by the end of this week, email me again if you still want your reading and I'll send you the link. I'm right now booked up into June. So just be patient with me, guys. I do appreciate you reaching out. I really do. All right. The Ace of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Yep. The truth. Somebody is burdened with the truth that they were rocked by, some concerning you, or you are burdened by this truth. And this is what I believe this retrograde is going to do. It's going to get people to want to drop this burden and run their mouth about all the realizations and how they feel about it now, what they didn't know then and they do now. Yeah. Lauren, it's okay. The shadow comes out so you can learn to tame it and put it in its place. If it never comes out, you never get to learn how to tame it. All right. So let it come out, and put it, G-check it. Let your higher self put it in its place. Hold on. you're right. Oh, you're right here. I went to look for you. I went to look for Thora. She's literally right here. Oh, come say hi to the people, Thora. She's so rude. Just like, leave me alone. Don't spill too much tea. I take that back. Princess of Cups. I'm sorry. I understand now. These are the, okay. I'm such a dick. The Princess of Cups to me is a please, a thank you, an I'm sorry, or an I love you. That's usually what these messages are pertaining to for me. When it speaks of, so yeah, I, for some of you, this could be even somebody new. Like, for example, you met somebody, okay? And you're connecting with somebody and you might be wondering why they're holding back. Like, you feel a connection, but they're not saying anything because I think some of them are worried. They're burdened by the truth about what they have going on. So maybe they feel that you'll drop them if you tell them the truth about maybe where they're at in their karmic cycle or within wrapping it up or whatever the case is, right? So this, for example, could be somebody saying, I'm no longer, I broke up with my partner, but we're still legally married type shit or kind of thing. I don't know if that's the greatest example, right? But either way, I feel like somebody is afraid to communicate the truth. Now, this could also be, for some of you, you're all mad about how long it took somebody to give you an apology. How the fuck could they have apologized for you for something they did not understand? Right? Like, how could somebody didn't understand themselves as a karmic. So they didn't understand what they inflicted on other people and how they made them feel. It took them getting done by the way they dealt with you for them to understand it's genuine. And if you don't get that, you're a karmic, because then you can't identify how you've done that shit. And you victimize yourself and you play that victim role and then leech off people in order to fix wounds that only you are equipped to fix. Trying to get everybody else to fill a void. The gaping hole. Some of you guys have gaping holes inside of your souls. I feel it. I can feel it. I don't want to go there. Like, so for those of you guys, you low vibrational people that watch these readings and you troll these readers, you guys are trying to get information. You're trying to get energy. You're taking, right? You're taking, but all you're giving is low vibration. That means you're going to get collected on. It's an exchange. It's like spotting a dime. The weed man's going to come for his $10. Like, that's what I'm trying to show you guys. You guys are not getting it. Some of you guys aren't getting it. This is why the YouTube's hard. Let me tell you. All right. I don't know what you guys are on today, but the Six of Cups again. I heard it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. So don't assume that you know what this person's going to say, who they are now, what's going on. Yeah, some of you, because of the nature of your relationship with somebody, it's going to be hard. Like, some of you, your ego is not allowing you to understand you don't know somebody anymore. Like, you think you know them, but you do not know this person anymore. So for some of you, you're going to return to somebody, to the past that you think you know, and then you're going to get that other side, Venus retrograde in Gemini, to them, and you're going to get fully versed in who they are now. Yeah. People really think they know people. I don't know how you guys think you can know people. You barely know yourselves. We're on YouTube pimping out ourselves, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Okay, I'm going to chill. I'm sorry. Sorry. Love and push. I should read you guys that story. I read it on the Patreon. The Lovers, the Knight of Coins. This is the Gemini season, the other side. For some of you, the father, a parent, this could be either be female or male. This is somebody who wasn't stable in their children's life, is now showing another side. And it's going to be hard for the people in this parent's life to believe the other side, but that was always there in this person. They chose to live out the other side of them. It was karmic energy that drew them consciously, subconsciously to live out that other version of them that maybe wasn't stable, reliable, wasn't there, wasn't understanding, whatever the case is. And now they're approaching back to their children, their kin, or whatever with this stability, this promise, you know, it's the Knight of Coins. And I think that either this could be you, of course, looking at this, finding it hard to believe. It's about you identifying to the person. Like, yeah, I think it's just going to be tricky, right? Because some of you guys are going to find it hard to believe what you're the other side to somebody because you were exposed to the other side to them for so long. Two of Wands, the new path. This is the new timeline. I love seeing the Two of Wands because it really speaks of where we are karmically, right? Because I honestly believe that Libra full moon rocked us with the reality about the path that we picked. Whether it was really happy about the alignment and being like, I understand that, like, I'm happy I'm here. This is what all that was for. Or rocked with the reality that this isn't where you were hoping to be at the stage of your life. And what stage, at what point did you pick this path to lead you here? And a lot of people that went through misaligned themselves, tried to blame everyone, and the divine didn't let them. So then it just all roads led to self, the decisions. But I told you, that's where you get your power. The divine isn't doing that for you to go in, be aware, and then beat yourself up. The divine wants us to be accountable so we gain strength and power in that, right? Because you can only control what you can only, you pass blame off. It's now, there's nothing you can do about it to fix it. So again, the past 2 months, I think this reality about this path, whether it was you're where you want to be or not, because for those that were not happy about where they were with regards to this path, that's what I'm saying. They are the ones coming back from the past, and they're only coming back to you if you pick the path that they wish they took. Because I told you guys, a lot of you guys, you were rejected in love because of the path that you were on. And really the path that you were on was divinely guided. So this person rejected God before they rejected you. Just know that before your ego gets all flared up. I feel like my ego's a little flared. I don't know why there's this irritation. You're rejected in love. Oh, we've got a stringer. Ricky Gunsberg. He's God, and he's going off. You see these low vibrational people, the reality brought out this mental illness in them, right? So instead of accepting the reality of the situation, they're rejecting it. And now they're online looking like fucking mad idiot people. You guys love reality TV. You're going to see, it's going to be funny because when reality TV comes back, you're going to see all of these low vibrational people getting rocked with the reality of things. The love and hip hop, they're lucky there was COVID, because they didn't want anybody to see live and direct the crashing and burning of their low vibrational lives. God did that as a blessing to them. Go into the privacy of your home and deal with your low vibrational life. That's what happened. Reality TV is the breeding of all this fake shit. It gets people to go out in the world and think that they can live their fake lives and they're fucking scripted. It's all over. It's all over. Your ancestors, man. The Three of Swords. Yep. Somebody is heartbroken by the reality of the path they pick, because it's for some, this was a harsh reality. They dealt with a lot of very low vibrational energies before they realized that they got down the wrong path, i.e. redirecting themselves. Whatever brought them to that realization was fucking brutal. For somebody here, the way they come to the end, this realization, like I said, this isn't a time I would want to be awakened. Heartbroken about how this ended, how it transpired, how violent it was, maybe how the level of betrayal, there's shame and pain surrounding this. Yeah, it's pretty intense. This could be so bad. It can do one of two things: get somebody to beeline it back on the path that they know they should have been on and do whatever they've got to get themselves realigned, or it can get people to stop right there. Remember with the 8 of Cups, we saw the 8 of Cups, and that could either mean being stuck because you don't have forward vision. Somebody might not have forward vision right now, i.e. they cannot see the new timeline, they can't feel it. For some of you, these are the people around you that were not prepared for the reality that collectively was brought into them. And some of you are going to find it hard to support these people because some of these people had swords up in your back at a point of time. You guys are the Lovers now. You took all those swords out and kept the one that mattered, which is your truth. So you're not afraid anymore. You're not afraid of the karmic cycle. You're not afraid. I feel this feeling of I'm not afraid, you know? Yeah, with the Emperor and the 2 of Wands, guys. Some of you guys, you're being led. You are being initiated. Somebody is leading you down a path that you can see is not where you're supposed to go, or is not going to yield the results that somebody's trying to pitch to you. This could be in a relationship, your partner trying to make a big decision surrounding your money, like an investment, and you know it's not good, but you are used to letting them lead. The divine is asking you, the only reason why you're attracted to this partner is because you yourself reflect that energy, that dominance, but I think it's you that needs to be in the dominant position to ensure that you don't get detoured and that you end up where you're supposed to be on this path. There's a bit of a test because there's a choice. Right? With the 2 of Wands and the Lovers, some of you guys are going to reach, what do you call them? Forks in the road, where you're going to have a choice, and you would have already reflected as yourself in the karmic, as a karmic. So you know how you used to make these kind of decisions in love, forward movement. Like for some of you, this is not compromising your path in order to keep a relationship. For some of you, you started dating somebody and I'm getting a relationship that is no more than 4 to 6 months old, but there's something surrounding your path that transpired that's changing, and divine's asking you to let this go. It's almost like the bird. If you let it go and it comes back to you, you know it's yours. Some of you need to be very, very careful, because if you do pick the person instead of your path, there is going to be serious consequences to it. Why? Because you're not asleep now, you're awake. So thou shalt not hear, shall feel. Okay. Yeah, the King of Cups and the Death. Transformation. I feel like people are going to be expressing to each other this transformative energy, like who they are now and how they feel now and what they want to do now. There's been a repositioning. It's all going to come up. So it's going to be lit. The next couple of months are going to be lit. Oh shit, I got to fly, guys. I got to fly. I got personals and stuff. The King of Swords, about a decision. Some of you guys are going to have to dominate somebody in order to, I'm getting like sway a decision. You know, some of you know somebody's going in a wrong direction. You know where they're heading, and they're leading you, or else I think you would have let them go to learn the lesson. Something, your money's tethered to it, your property, something. So the divine's saying, are you really going to let this go? Are you really going to not trust your own masculine energy? So some of you guys are going to need to come into union with your masculine energy. Feminines, some of you feminines need to come into union with your masculine energy, and the divine is going to trigger you into somebody leading you and dominating you in a direction that you consciously know you're not supposed to. And you're going to have to rise up, and you'll have a gang of angels supporting you. So the response that you get when you do rise up, you're going to be shocked. So it's almost like you stand up and you go, you've got your little sword of truth, and you're like, meanwhile, there's angels with like guns, and they're like, do as she says. You get what I mean? Like there's a lot of support. So you might actually be surprised at how somebody submits to your dominance and your leadership, or how easy it is to talk sense to somebody about why you don't agree with this or why you think you should do something different. Six of Swords again. I believe that this forward movement, so within, so without. So when this is internal, this was you moving from your low vibrational karmic waters into your new lighter timeline waters, right? But I also now say so without. This is also going to occur with regards to relationships closest to you. You're going to go from this karmic energy interacting with people, whether from the past, present, or whatever, and move forward. Like it's happening externally. So I believe, like I've been telling you guys since January, tons of conflict resolution. It's karmic though, meaning you're never going to have to resolve these issues again and these conflicts. You're not going to manifest them over and over again. And if you do, it's something that you kind of just washes over you because you know how to handle it and how to resolve it right off a hop. So I genuinely believe that wherever this boat is going, it docks in August, September. It's the new timeline. But you guys think you're already there. You are there internally. You've wrapped up this cycle. It still has to play out externally, guys. And you have to surrender to how that happens because the divine is showing you. And some of you guys are rejecting it, which you'll delay this. There's conflict resolution that has to occur. And some of you guys are going to struggle to be more open to it than you think. But if you look within, you might be inspired to do so with the Hermit and the Ace of Wands. If you truly look within yourself, you might feel that inspiration to reach out and either resolve conflict, be open to somebody's attempts. Okay. This is also that inner knowing when you aren't sure because you're seeing a different side to somebody. Some of you guys just need to allow yourself to look for that inner knowing, right? You know when you're being lied to. You know when somebody's being genuine. You know these things, guys. It's like nobody freaks out when the dogs and the birds do what they naturally do. So we're reclaiming all of our natural instincts. So eventually we won't get all freaked out about this stuff. It'll change the way we move socially because we will respect these instincts in people, i.e. we will respect people by not lying to them about how we feel about them because we won't insult their intelligence because we'll know that they know. I'm on one. I gotta go. Okay. So that is, I brought out so many decks, but I used only one and I have to go right now. Let's just do this real quick. Shit. I wanted to chill with you guys. I don't have the time. Gotta let people be human. It was amazing. Return all the negative energies back to sender 1,000-fold. Don't send them to sender. You guys are magicians. You guys transmute energy. So when somebody sends you negative energy, do not send it back to the person. You send it to God. Okay, because the divine can turn that energy, law of attraction, into good energy back to you. That's what I do. That's why if you send me bad energy, I'm going to thrive. Okay, I'm going to thrive. I pray for you. The Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. There's that rider. I feel like this now, and I feel this way, and I know this now, and I'm sure. Yeah, there's a rider with all the letters. That's all the correspondence that's going to be going out in the 3D. That's a reflection of everything now. Sort of truth. I love you guys, okay? I need to do more lives just chilling with you guys. Thank you. It's actually like a leotard onesie. I got it at Boxing Day. I love you guys. Hey, Rashima, Bugs Bunny, Alana. Court. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, it's the karmic. It's the karmic. It's the end of you being a karmic, living out that low vibrational version of a partner that brought you nothing. It was so fucking lackluster. It was so depressing. It didn't matter who you fucked, laid beside, loved. It never felt right. It's this karmic energy here. It's done to you being the karmic. This is also the end of a culture that makes us have to go over and above for attention and validation and go do all these kind of crazy things. Like, this is the fucking sket, right? She's not even a prostitute, but she has her tits out the door. What is she doing? Like, you get what I'm saying? Sorry. People are talking about you, but what's new? That's the rats. They're chatting, big deal. Yeah, this is what it's about, though. Your infrastructure of sex, love, and relationships, you'll be able to live it out. The version of you is going to be reflected back to you in a partner, in friends, right? It's an act of self-love, you know, loving yourself enough to want to see yourself in your friends and in your partners. Get me? Not looking outside of yourself. Well, I don't have that and they can offer me this. That's karmic. Looking outside of yourself, that's codependent. Anyways, I love you guys. Okay. I'll spend 2 minutes saying what's going on. John Wick, I'm a bad man. Oh my God. It's mentally ill. You know what? Actually, no, I won't. Love you too. You guys have been in quarantine for too long. Are you guys back to work? Hey, Claire. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still doing readings. I'm just booked. So like I said, for those that haven't got a response, if I don't email you back in the next 5 days, just email me again, because I'm going to clear the box. It's just a lot. And like I said, I'm booked until the first or second week of June. And guys, if you're booking the calendar and you don't pay, so you're blocking off availability and you're not paying, it doesn't work like that. It's first come, first serve. You're blocking availability of people who could get their reading sooner and are willing to pay. Doesn't make sense. It's kind of selfish. So I'm literally deleting you guys from the calendar, not telling you, and then refunding you when you pay the day of. So you've lost your spot. You can't read. Everything is I took a lot of time making that email, right? With all that information. So it's, comprehensive, but you guys don't read it. And I also give you this information in the intros and the monthlies, but you skip them and then email me asking me the same questions. Okay. In the new timeline, time is the most invaluable thing of somebody. You can't get it back. Some of you guys are laughing at me now. Some of you guys are laughing at me. I don't even need to see the emojis. I can feel it. Look within. I'm trying. Okay. Right. Love you too. I don't know why I'm going off, Sarah. I feel, you know what it is? It's a different energy, right? So there's a lot of low vibrational people and I can feel them. I don't need them to be up in the comments. I can feel them because they're trying to suck energy off me. They want messages. So I'm going to give them the messages that they need, not the ones that they want, because they shouldn't have come here. Okay. A lot of these people shouldn't even have come here trying to leech off of me. Okay. Yeah. All right. What's your website? I don't have one. I don't have a website yet, but give me time, guys. You guys know, I'm a real high priestess like that. I'm trying to, I do it slow. I'm like Virgo rising. So I do it slow and sturdy, right? I take my time, but I want it to be built brick by brick. So it's solid and I don't have to rebuild later. Okay. I do protect my peace. I'm literally in paradise right now. Okay. Or at least it feels like that, a little piece of paradise for me, but still going through. The only reason why I've been given this little piece is so that I could do some real healing and do some real work. Yeah. Okay. A lot of you guys are going to fall into some serious abundance. It's too much abundance for just you. So just remember that. I know I miss smoking joints with you guys too. I'm not going to lie, but I'm under strict directive. I can't do it. I'm not allowed. I guess there's younger people or just influential, people who can be triggered even, just shit like that. The smudge kits, man, that's a whole mission within itself. I didn't know that it would be such a mission, but give me time on the smudge kits. You guys, some of you guys have been with me for a while since the jump. What deck are you using? Oh, this is, I tell you guys about this for the beginners, the Tarot of Magical Correspondence. It has the angel number. It has the sacred sign, the Hebrew, the animal, the plant, the stone, the Sephora Tree of Life on, like it has everything. So you can honestly, I could use this deck for a year and still learn shit off of it. It's the best deck to learn, of course, outside of the original Rider-Waite, like the Universal Tarot or the Rider-Waite or whatever. That's the best way to learn. Oh, the Sufi Wisdom. This is a very powerful deck. No, I think this one. So these two, the one by Khalil and Razuli, these are very intense oracle decks, as well as the Isis Oracle too, which a subby got me. Shout out to Mary. But yeah, those are the decks. Bless you all. Yeah, guys, for weekly, I do daily, weekly content over on Patreon, guys. Those are for people who it doesn't like you really resonate with me, like really, really, really resonate with my energy, not just the messages. Okay. Because anybody can give messages and they'll hit. I'm talking about me as a person. Okay. That's what the Patreon, because then it doesn't matter. The readings are you're going to tap into the energy. You know, we support each other in the ascension and development process. So if you're not ascending and developing, the Patreon ain't going to be for you. You're going to go a long time looking for whatever little timbits of messages you're looking for. Okay. It's not worth it. It's really more about that journey and the messages on a daily that are surrounding that. Right. Anyways, I gotta go. I love you guys. 830 people. Bomb, bomb, bomb. 431 likes. You know what? I'm not on that anymore. You guys are gonna like it or not. I can't like govern that. And there's the Blue Jay. Ending your reading with the Blue Jay on the line. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Bluebirds. Blue is feminine. Red is masculine. So that was the divine feminine energy. A lot of you guys have stepped into that energy. Fantastic. All right. But a lot of you feminines are going to step into that energy because you realized your karmic cycle and who you were on it, and that you no longer want to be that way anymore. Okay. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Till next time. Ciao.